Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Today we are going to be showing you how to make an amazing beef stew. It's perfect for the fall season. So here we go. So what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 packs of this boneless stewing beef cubes. We got 2. Now this is doubling the recipe. So if you want to make a smaller batch just for individual, you want to do half of whatever we're doing here. So you're going to need 2 of those packs. We used about 8 to 10 potatoes, 8 small onions, 2, 4, 6, 8 carrots, some flour. You're going to need balsamic vinegar, olive oil. You're going to need 2 cups of red wine, cornstarch, garlic, salt, pepper, tomato paste, and beef broth. I think you're gonna need 2 cups as well of that. So let's get started. Okay guys, so the first step for me, this is what I like to do, because we don't like, see these cubes, they come really big. So what I like to do is just make them into smaller squares. So how you can do it however you like. I think for me that's still a little bit big, but it should be okay. So I just basically half all these cubes first, and once that's done, we'll be back. Okay, so once the meat is cut up, like I said, these are about 1 inch by 1 inch cubes. We cut them in half, but if you like them bigger, you can leave them bigger, or if you want them smaller, you can also slice them a little bit smaller. I find that when they're about this size, they taste the best because they don't get too hard or too soft. So that's what I like. Once you're done with that, you want to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. Doesn't matter exactly, just dump in some olive oil. Okay, so first step to this meat is to add salt. So you just want to nicely salt the meat. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want it to be salty. The beef broth has a lot of salt already, but just add some flavor, so just salt it. That's the first step, and then we're gonna head to the pan. So you're just literally gonna put them in one by one. I'm not a professional chef. This is the best non-professional explanation that I can give you. So you don't want to crowd the pan too much because you want to make room. And what we're trying to do is basically brown each side evenly. You're not really cooking it, but you're browning each side evenly. So that way it's going to cook within the sauce after, so you don't have to cook it for longer. Okay, so what we are doing is searing the meat here. So what you want to do is just place the meat here, and then each side, when I flip one over, I'll show you. See how this side is brown and it kind of looks overdone? That's what you want to do. That's what searing is. So just flip it over, and you want to sear each side as best as you can. It's a little finicky to do this, but well worth it in the end. And what you're trying to do here also is, you notice how the pan is turning brown a little bit? Well, what that does is it adds flavor to the stew in the end. So once you've browned all the meat, the bottom of the pan is going to become a nice caramel glaze when you add the onions. So it may look like you're burning your pan, but you're not. Okay? Perfect. Okay, so just to show you guys to know when it's ready, so when you see like it's just brown, so just brown each side till it has this nice brown crust on it, and that's all you want. That's when the meat is done. You'll notice on here and the other ones, if you notice, you'll notice that see how it's starting to turn brown? And that's all you want. You just want to do all the sides just so it's slightly browned, okay? And you want this dark brownness on the bottom of the pan. Okay guys, so we have the meat browned nicely, and we have a beautiful glazed pan. Now it doesn't look great, but that's how it's supposed to look. We have all our ingredients here. We peeled the potatoes, we peeled the carrots, peeled the onions, and now we're just cutting up the onions into however you like. You can do them angled, you can do them cubed, you can do them however you like. If you like them thicker, you can have them thicker. It's totally up to you. So just cut up all your onions, and then we're going to add it to the pot. Okay, so we just chopped up the onions. This is how we like them. You can do them however you like them. So what we're going to do is add them to the pan. We've turned on the oven to, or the stove to high heat, and then we're going to put them in. So you're going to add 2 tablespoons of garlic and 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar with the onions. And once you do that, you're just going to mix it nicely, and this is you're going to scrape the bottom of the bowl. You see how I'm scraping up all that caramelized from the meat? So you're going to do that, stir it around, and this is going to soak up all the beautiful flavor from the meat. You see how the bottom is getting clean? And you're going to do this until the onions are cooked. I would say about 10 minutes. If you're making this many, I'd say about a good 10 minutes. You'll notice they'll start getting a little bit like clear, and once they're clear, then you are complete. So let's give this 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so once you've cooked your onions for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your settings, you'll start noticing they're a little bit see-through or clear. Then you know they're done. Then what you're going to do is you're going to crack open a can of tomato paste. If you don't have this, you don't need it, but it just helps thicken it up and give it a bit more flavor. So you want to open the tomato paste. Don't cut yourself here. And you want to put 3 tablespoons of tomato paste into your mixture. That's 1. That's about 2. Remember, none of this has to be perfect. It'll all turn out in the end. If you add a little bit more or a little bit less, that's why cooking is fun, because you can just try what you want. Okay, and you're gonna mix it in as well with your little mixture here, and I would cook it for another maybe 2 to 3 minutes with the tomato paste, just to get it nice and mixed. Okay, so it's been about, I'd say about 10 minutes since we've added the onions, the garlic, the tomato paste, and all that goodness. So now what we're going to do is add all the beef back in. So we're going to pour it in and see all those juices going in. That's what's going to make it taste really yummy. So we're going to get that in there, and we're going to give it a quick stir and make everything mixed up nicely. Now, like I said before, you can always change this recipe how you like. If you want less meat or more meat, that's just your own preference. So once it's all mixed up nicely, then what we're going to do is we're going to grab half a cup of flour. This just adds thickening to the stew to make it nice and thick. Some people like it more watery, but we like it a little thicker, so we add the flour. Now what you want to do is just sprinkle it in and just mix it. And like I said, you can add little by little. We know how much we normally add is half a cup to a cup. So we'll add the half a cup now, and then as the stew cooks, we'll check it and see how thick it is. And if we think it's too thin, we'll add a little bit more of this to it. So we're going to mix this thoroughly, and it's going to look a little bit dry right now, but soon we're going to be adding in all the liquid, and it'll absorb everything after that. Okay, so now what you're going to do is get beef broth. You can get any type that you want, and you're gonna add 4 cups. So each one of these, I think each one of these cartons are 4 cups. We had a little left over from last time. Okay, we're gonna add the 4 cups. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 4 cups of wine. We use the yellowtail, but you can use whatever you like. I don't know if we have exactly 4 cups. We probably only have about 2 cups, but that's okay. Okay, and then you're gonna add your 4 cups of wine. Then we're gonna add 4 cups of water. I like to use cold water. One, 2. Three, 4. Then we're gonna mix it. And we're gonna let it stew. Okay, so once all your ingredients are mixed in, it's a beautiful stew here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it on high heat and you're gonna cover it for about 2 hours. Now every once in a while, maybe every 20 minutes, I would go back in and stir the bottom so it doesn't stick too much. And then after the 2 hours, we didn't forget about the potatoes or the carrots. We're gonna do those. After the 2 hours is up, we're going to come back and put these in after for about an hour, so that way these don't get too soft and soggy. So let's let this cook for about 2 hours, and we'll see you guys back here in 2. Okay guys, so it's been about 2 hours, and this is the consistency we have here. It looks a little bit liquidy, but it will thicken up as it cools down. We also have to add the potatoes and the carrots right now, and that will also thicken it up. So let's start with those. So first I'm going to take the carrots. We chop them up into little pieces like this. You can chop them up how you like. I'm going to put them in. Okay. Then you're going to take the potatoes. We chop them up into little cubes like that. I'm going to put those in. And this will release starch, which will also thicken up this stew as well. And then we're gonna mix it all up nicely. And you'll see how it's already looks a lot thicker. So you want to mix this up nice and thoroughly. And then we are going to let this cook for another hour. And like I said, check on it and make sure you're stirring it every like 20 minutes just to get the bottom, so you don't get really burning at the bottom. And also what I did do is I added a bunch of salt. We use Himalayan rock pink salt, and I added some pepper. So you want to add salt and pepper into the stew, depending on how you like it. So it is a lot of stew, so you want to add quite a lot of salt. I know the beef broth is already salty, but sometimes you do need to add extra. So just all I would do is with anything with cooking is always taste it. If you feel like it tastes too bland, then I would just add some more salt. Okay, so we're gonna let this cook for another hour, and then we'll come back and we'll show you the final results of this homemade stew. Okay guys, and after about 3 hours, this is what it looks like. Beautiful homemade stew. I hope you guys try it below. Comment if you do. Let's plate some to show you how it looks in the plate. Comment below if you have tried this recipe. Tell me if you like it, what you would change, what you would add, what you would take away. And there it is. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment and subscribe for more how-to videos.